Welcome everyone to another video, and welcome to the official start of this series of Final Fantasy VII playthrough, where we are playing the original release in North America, or PlayStation 1, unenhanced, anything. Well, I guess it's not the JP version, but this legendary video game, I'm so excited to be playing it. I will be adding commentary and just talking about my history with it and everything like that. And I hope you vibe and have a lot of fun. Of course, if there are any issues, I've already uploaded a test video yesterday, which I hoped would iron out any issues. I think it's pretty good setup and everything. But please gently let me know in the comment section anything. Let's begin our journey through the world through Final Fantasy VII. And one more rule. While I understand that Remake and Rebirth and Part 3 is not out at this point in time, I would like to keep mostly focused on the original game back in those old days. And when we get to eventually the Rebirth and Remake playthroughs I'm going to be doing in the future, those, by all means, comparison to your heart's content. But for now, focus on the original. So let's go and do this super cutscene. After how many years, this still gives me so many chills. Yo! Sends him flying. And off we go. We are Nameless Man. Oh, goodness. Blocky characters that when they first came out were cutting edge. Speaking of cutting edge, also fun playing this on emulator because we can see how many frame FPS this is. Boy, oh boy, you think nowadays, modern gaming, where everyone's like, oh, I'm not getting 120 FPS. This was an age where imagination filled in blanks, but still looked pretty great. Easy enough battle from Mr. X-Soldier, who we definitely don't know who his name is at this point. Probably be introduced to him shortly. Make sure we grab that potion. And that one. I love the original PS1 version for all its bad translations and everything. That is true. We are special for this group. Was in Soldier. Ah, yes. Now, this was something special back then. When, boy oh boy, the idea of naming your characters, I can understand narratively why it doesn't work anymore. And to be fair, since this is so memorable, I would play this game so many times, and I would say that a vast majority of it, especially when I was younger, I would always put myself in the game, and not always as the main character. I would actually, a lot of the time, to put my name in as whichever character I was kind of vibing with back then. So, I mean, what the heck? This is a trip down memory. So I'm definitely going to be the main character this time. I do not apologize for it. However, obviously, like back then, I used to put in real names of just friends and whatnot. Yes, yes, Mr. Boss. Speaking of which, oh my god, Barrett. You know what? Barrett is actually one of my least favorite characters from the arena. Never really liked him that much. I was shocked later when the internet got better, when I found out that, like, he could be one of the most powerful characters in the entire game. And I know that, like, for like memes, a lot of people used to do this. I never did that. I never watched the A-Team. I had no clue what the A-Team. So as such, I would always just leave him as Barrett because I honestly didn't know any characters who could be in place of this guy. And again, you would usually end up just on the bench most of the time. We're probably not going to do that, but we're just going to leave him at. Why not? Oh, move is canceled. Run, thank you. Very handy. Off we go into this nice little place. Think. Ooh, Bruder. Be us. Oh, good puppy. Take out the weak one first. Now, for those who don't know, this is a turn-based combat system. Guess I could get into a little bit of the mechanics. You can press right to defend, you can change if you're in the front row, you can attack deal more physical damage like this. Put them in the back row, you take less physical damage, but you deal less. Front row characters are usually your physically offensive characters, and back row usually your magic or ranged characters. A little bit of strategy. But we just take turns, wait for our ATB to charge, and we can cast abilities, spells, or summons. Although, obviously, summons a little bit later. Woo! Far down. I know the character models are something that a lot of people have contention with, about saying that by, especially today's standards, or even back then, didn't look that great. I think a lot of the artwork, especially the nice paintings and everything, hold up pretty well. Anyway, as we're taking damage, we're building up towards a nice limit burst, which is an extremely powerful ability that doesn't require magic points or HP. I guess it takes HP to charge them. And more than a few playthroughs, I actually just farm some fights and get as many limit bursts early on as I can. There were even a few times where I may have used cheats to just get all the limit bursts early on, have a breezy, easy playthrough. Mostly. I've been in lots of these reactors. And now we have a second player character. Awesome. He's a hacker. Been hidden, maybe the next room. Thinking of. Definitely had the strategy guides eventually when playing. And still missed a ton of things, because those strategy guides were littered with mistakes. Fix down. Excellent, very valuable item. Love it. Into the elevator. And down, down. Keep her down. The items up here. I mean, we're just going through the basics right now, getting into the game, getting nice and cozy and comfy. Generally, every enemy in this game does have weakness, although I do believe that the original playthrough wasn't some kind of issue with some stat. Like, I think it was defense or something isn't calculated properly until like some of the other re-releases of this game on other systems, but so anyway, what else can we talk about? There's of course the magic system, which is based on material, which is the most famous things that this game ever did. For RPGs, you have of course weapons, equipment, accessories, and we'll get into later. I do know where important choke points are for certain things. Check out your status screen, and of course the limit burst, which is something I was alluding to earlier. We want to eventually get to our level 4 ultimates, because they are pretty cool in those cases. But how it works is that once you have your first level, a level like Big Shot here, you have to use it X amount of times before you get your second level 1 limit burst. Once you've killed enough enemies, you can up your level to level 2, which are stronger limit bursts, different effects and that. And then you start working again, using the first level 2 one to get your second level 2, and then kill enough enemies to get to level 3. So we want to be thinking generally about that. I think it's most most characters in this game about 100 kills per level. Cloud, it's a little bit more since he's a main character, or the main character, I should say. our requirements are higher than most of the other characters. So yes, we do want to start getting that, and by taking more damage up. Problem with stacking your limit levels up super fast, like if we could stay here and grind out to level 3, which is something I definitely did in the past. The requirements for building those levels for like a level 3 are more than a level 1. So you can kind of put yourself in a spot where your limit bursts actually aren't super useful if you over level them quick. I have particular points I like to kind of do grinding, and we'll probably do that in this. Jump. I think, yeah, a lot of this artwork holds up pretty nicely. It's a nice trick to basically make it look better than the graphics actually back then. Of course, the music is just... And... down we go into this lovely, happy, planet-killing reactor. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about this setting, just in case, 5 people out there don't. We are mystery ex-soldier man named Cloud, although technically me right now. We are invading this reactor to blow it up, to try and help the planet. That's right, we are eco-friendly terrorists, not friendly eco-terrorists. Let the status affecting begin. Maybe. And yeah, lots of enemies have their own particularly prominent weak points. Machines are categorically weak to lightning. I think human-based enemies are usually fire weak. And of course, there's ways of figuring out what everything is do, but we're pretty early. Our equipment is pretty limited. So yes, we're here to blow this thing up as the good guys, maybe. Good old-fashioned saving in memory card, kind of. And we are against the evil Shinra Corporation, who will definitely be the main bad guy in this. Definitely. So back attacks give the enemy a chance to attack you first. And also switches your order. If you remember earlier, I talked about how characters in the front do better physical damage. Well, for instance, Barret is usually set to the back, since he has a range-based gun weapon. You can put him in the back, and his offense doesn't decrease. But when you're back attacked, whatever your position originally was, for instance, Cloud in the front. Oh, Barret was set to the front. Well, that's just game things start. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. So, if Barret had been in the back and we were back attacked, Barret would have been put automatically front. And Cloud would have been back, since it reverses, which is kind of a detriment to back attacks, but it's generally okay, since, benefits outweigh the negatives. Also, really quickly, configure. Sound, stereo, controller, gnome, cursor. I like initial, some people don't, I like it. ATB recommended is fine. Heal message, just bit faster. My god, this was before they let you automatically make your character. Oh, gonna be holding down that X button. So that would be a nice piece of equipment to get at this point, but we actually don't have the materia system. And equip cure, sad. Not sure who that was, but okay. Apparently this is not just a reactor. And now we get into our first boss fight. It has awesome music. This game has just awesome. And we probably won't be screwing around too much with this fight. Again, we could grind out limit bursts here. I have done it before, but I don't think that's going to be my goal. This playthrough, there's better places to do that later. Also, this playthrough, because we're not playing one of the re-releases on PS3 or PS4, Switch, or other different places, we don't have access to triple speed, any of that stuff. You're just playing through this pretty straight and narrow and true. Doesn't like lightning. He'll make him pay for that. Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna learn about inputting commands early. A lot of fights and boss fights in this game actually are pretty dynamic. So for instance here, he's set into a mode where if we attack him, we get hit like this. Great for charging limit burst, not great for staying alive. Also, a key feature of limit burst as well is once you fill the gauge for limit burst, your time gauge, ATB gauge, fills up incredibly fast. Can be important. There we go. Tails down, hit him. Nice chunk of damage there. Good job, Bears. And since this is an RPG, of course, something that is always important to me is who is going to be in our final team of the game. I haven't decided yet. So go ahead, feel free to convince me in the comments to choose a certain person. No problem. Screw it. Clickety sh. New weapon for Barrett? Why not? And we only have 10 minutes to detonation, so probably should get moving, but before that, let's equip our new weapon and get the hell out of here. Camera angle changing, making me lose where I am. And of course, every fight here does still count towards that timer, so you kind of want to be a little bit quick getting that here. And now we'll also introduce this feature too about limit, that when you select your, you just get to interrupt the attack order. Limit bursts take priority to anything that is sequenced before it. that isn't already happening. So for instance, if like you're against 5 enemies and they all have attacks queued up, one of them is ready to go, but 4 of them are in waiting and you activate Limit Burst, well, that one enemy will attack, and then all of the other enemies will have to wait for your Limit Burst. So potentially gives you a chance to cut out some enemies' abilities, strategic, all of that. Come on, Jesse. Get your damn leg unstuck. Up we go. 8 minutes. Resident Evil games like to give you a countdown to doom timer at the end of their game. Not Final Fantasy at the beginning. Actually the PlayStation era Final Fantasy. Their time limit. Press the button. We're plenty fine. It's 10 minutes. More than enough time to get out of here. Nope. I picked the wrong person. That happens quite often. Yeah, we got time for a fight. Who doesn't like EXP, right? I like EXP. Ooh, critical. Excellent. Very good. You die now. Still have 6 minutes. Plenty of time. You know what? Maybe we should do an extra fight. Why not? On the other hand, looking at keeping an eye on the timer for trying to keep that around that 30-minute mark. Maybe we just get the hell out. Here comes the boom! Massive explosion. Sure they were feeling that everywhere. Apparently that door was made out of gasoline. It's still on fire. Like, even as a bomb going off. Like, it was a firebomb. That's a lot of fire. Midgar, the new gasoline doors. Fantastic. Hey, come back here. I want give me my money. Thing I can take? For HP. Oh, free heal. Beautiful. Oof. Good. Hello. Who might you be? You seem familiar from the opening video. Oh, nothing. Too many flowers around here. for only a gill. I think I talked about this in the original, that one of the advice that I got for very early on in this game is that money was incredibly difficult to get compared to some of the other games that the advice giver had played. Which, so when I got to this, and I was like, 1 gil, the first time I didn't get the damn flower because I was just like, it will be nice. Here you go. Wait, come back. No, 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 no. Alright, we messed up the, definitely messed up an important cutscene. Later, for people who don't know, if you are able to, after she gives you, you buy the flower from her, if you are able to stop her, you can trigger another cutscene. I know, I've seen this on the internet somewhere, back in the early internet days. Definitely was shocking. I don't know, but you have a rather text box. Text. Don't be fooled by Shinra. Macro energy doesn't last forever. Is the planet's life source and is in sight. Avalanche. Hey, that's us. Oh wait, not supposed to. Oh yes, and by the way, for this, we always fight. I think this is a consistent thing I've ever done in every single playthrough. And again, played through this game a few times. I always do every single fight in this section, just because it's generally pretty easy, but I will spare you having to watch me get hit 1,000 times to get a free limit. Dead serious, plenty of times where I've had limit burst level 2 by the time we've gotten out of this section. I also like that it's time too, where it's just like, if you're not going to make a decision, we'll do it for you. Oh my goodness, I'm so good with this weapon. Also, not specifically related to, like, spoilers or future related thing, but I love the Buster Sword. Like, the Buster Sword is definitely, like, the poster piece of equipment for Cloud. It's, like, his iconic sword and everything, but it reminds me a little bit of, like, Darth Vader, where, when it first happened, it was like, yeah, it's a character, whatever, it's a piece of equipment. It's important, but not super important, and then it's taken a life on its own since then. Like the original Final Fantasy VII, it's the first piece of equipment, and you throw it away immediately once you get better equipment. But, like, since then, with other pieces of media, especially, like, Crisis Core, like, oh no, the Buster Sword is incredibly important. Like, that was just never the message I got playing this game growing up. Ah yes, pincer attacks. At certain points, you can get attacked from front and the back. What's fun about this is actually an amazing limit burst generator, because you're taking more damage when they are hitting you from both sides. So if you were to just, whatever, just sit here and what? Back attack damage. Back attack damage. And the whole time, we're getting extra limit burst power. So, like, when you're trying to get as many limit bursts as quickly as you possibly can, it's actually great. Alright, well, we're gonna get hit one more time, aren't we? That poor guy. The other guy's getting hit in the head with a giant sword, but not him. He got the extra. I mean, you get potions. I might as well spend them. Oh, come on. We can fight him. And they disappear for this video. Right here. No, I'm alive. Open the door. Do it myself. Looks like a little late. Damn right, you're late. Aw, he missed us. Oh my god, he's swearing in a video game. Oh, thank you. Jesse, the sensible one. You're welcome. Anything back here? An item? Bad. Look, we live in the bloody slums. We need to try and get everything. Oh boy. Thankfully this game never changed my speech pattern. Didn't have voice work. Bombs and monitors. Yep. Pretty big crossover. One 10,000 scale. $50 meters. Meters high. No, it can't be. Oh, maybe it is. Good on scale. So very clearly we have 7 reactors to blow up, then we go to the center place, then we beat the game. Very clear. So we went to the green reactor, so what are the other 7 colors? Cake idea. Oh my. That line, you never know what kind of creeps will. I always thought that was going to be more of an introduction monster, but it doesn't happen. Again, these would be really bad trains. You're just riding, a security check happens, monsters up and kill you. Particular great trend. You're just full of surprise. Upper world is because of that pizza that people underneath are suffering. City below is full of polluted air. I really like that the game explores. Down we go. Down, down, into the slough. At those train employees. End of the day, last train. Well, this is about as good a place to end part 1 of the recording as... Well, I mean, it's basically as good as would get. Oh, we're not supposed to. So, I will bid you adieu and see you in part 2. Till then, take care. Later.